First, we have breaking news. The man intelligence officials say is behind the suicide bombing in 2021 that killed 13 U.S. service members during that military withdrawal from Afghanistan is now on U.S. soil and is facing a judge about an hour from now in Virginia.
3.5 years ago, ISIS terrorists killed 13 American service members and countless others in the Abbey Gate bombing during the disastrous and incompetent withdrawal from Afghanistan. Not that they were withdrawing, it was the way they withdrew. Perhaps the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. Tonight, I am pleased to announce that we have just apprehended the top terrorist responsible for that atrocity, and he is right now on his way here to face the swift sword of American justice.
And this is a view inside that airplane carrying the man back to the United States. That is FBI Director Kash Patel, Attorney General Pam Bondi, National Intelligence Director Tulsi Gabbard, and CIA Director John Ratcliffe in that picture there. So let's get a CBS News Department of Justice correspondent, Scott MacFarlane. He is live outside that Virginia courthouse. Scott, nearly 4 years later, an arrest. What led up to this?
Yeah, we expect to see this defendant to lay eyes on him mid-afternoon here at the federal courthouse in Alexandria, Virginia, and find out what led up to this arrest, the sequence of events that were there. We know that the Department of Justice is going to seek felony charges, material support of terrorism charges against Sharifullah for his alleged role in the Abbey Gate attack. We also expect they'll seek to hold Sharifullah in pretrial detention nearby to keep him in custody pending future hearings in his case. In an affidavit filed with the court and unsealed at some point during or just after Trump's speech last night, the FBI alleges Sharifullah was in charge of some form of surveillance and route planning for the attack at Abbey Gate, the attack that killed 13 U.S. service members and nearly 170 others in Afghanistan at the Karzai Airport there. They're making the argument he was a critical component of that attack. And what's more, Liz, they're also arguing he played roles in other attacks, including at a Moscow nightclub last year and at a U.S. security checkpoint, a military checkpoint in Afghanistan in 2016. All of this is expected to be laid out by prosecutors as they make their case to the magistrate judge here as to why they want Sharifullah held in detention pending trial.
And Scott, we know the Justice Department filed a motion to keep this case sealed. Why is that?
It was noteworthy. That motion was filed over the weekend, at some point just before or just after the arrest was executed. And it should be noted the arrest was executed at Dulles International Airport just down the road. The argument they made was the case needed to be sealed to protect witnesses, to protect evidence, to protect the security of the case. They then filed a motion to unseal it about 48 hours later, either during or just after President Trump's address, giving him the opportunity, deliberately or not, for a moment, a memorable moment during his address to the joint session of Congress.
Scott MacFarlane live outside that courthouse in Virginia. We're going to be following this case very closely, and we'll check in again with you a little bit later. Thanks so much, Scott.